live. Okay, let me reblog all my goofballs.
I will do the same.
Yeah, okay. Announcements at everyone. Tell me what Gnosticism is right now, or else. So now, and I need to change the stream category. Oh no, we're not playing Abiotic today. We're doing just chatting. Done. And then what should our live notate?
Gnosis alert.
What is Gnosticism anyway? Yeah. Oh yeah, Gnosis
What is
alert.
it? Yeah, Gnosis alert.
Vessel alert. Kaifoth alert. Hey, Concrete After Rain. A whole year worth of subscribing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm into Paradise now. Poland can into Paradise? Okay. Hello, everyone. Trick question. Gnosticism isn't real. True. Low-key true. It's a level...
Citations, Irenaeus against the Gnostics.
Yeah, fucking... It's a scam made up by Big Tertullian to convince you to give more money to bishops. It's the big bishop industry.
They just want to control the church, man.
I mean, like, they literally do. It's like, that's just materially
Yeah, it is
true.
about central, yeah.
Yeah, May is here.
Yeah,
everyone.
hi, it's May.
Yeah, May is here.
Maynad, she, her, Mad Monks and Maynads
Yep.
on Tumblr or whatever.
May's a she, her, I'm a they, them. You know the score. Good evening.
And we have something a little bit special for you this week.
Yeah, we're back to having a nice, big, heavy-duty, research-heavy week, so we're going to be talking about that today. We might not even get to the gaming. I know basically 2 of you follow me for the gameplay shit, because I'm not good at video games. I know you're all here for the yapping, so we're going to be yapping today. Didn't see your message. I found out that my family has a website cataloging our last name ancestors back 1,000 years. I don't care. Yay, yippee! Gnosticism is when demiurge bad. I mean, literally, yeah. It's like...
Maybe. Okay, we'll get into that.
Okay. I mean, okay. May, have you seen the Wikipedia page? Never mind. Okay, we'll do that later. We'll do this later.
Yeah, we can't get into it right now.
Yeah.
Y'all have great ideas.
Yeah,
You're maybe not wrong.
We're gonna vamp for a bit, let people filter in. But May did prepare something special.
Yeah, in a fugue state this morning.
Yes, it's very fun. Gnosticism is like the scariest cake. I don't really know what you mean by that, but perhaps it has a
It's got layers.
Ah.
They're like different levels of reality.
Yes.
And then you're trapped in the worst one.
Yeah.
Like a scary cake.
Like you're trapped in the scariest cake of them all. The material cake.
The Thothco Night Manager is called May.
Yup. Am I still boy mode or Nephthys? Yes, I am. Okay, good.
You are still boy mode or Nephthys. Should we make our names like what we want people to call us, maybe, for now?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's like, if you're tuning into the stream, you know who I am. Like, if any of you are tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm CT. I run this channel.
Solve our riddles, I guess?
Yeah, solve our gay and stupid riddles. My Discord name is boymoder Nephthys at the moment.
And for the server, I'm the Thothco Night Manager.
Yeah, the Thothco Night Manager. Demiurge is when you're sort of compelled to do something.
Okay,
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of. Like,
kinda, yeah.
I mean, that's the Hermetic perspective, kind of.
Yeah. That is, yeah, kinda.
You're the Demiurge whenever you're making something.
I mean, it does literally mean like craftsman or weaver.
Yeah. Actually, that probably sounds worse in Greek, huh? A lot of these stuff probably sounds better in Greek. Some of them, though, is just like, you are the
Demiurgos?
demiurge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you are
Demiurgos
the
sounds
craftsman when you're
fine.
crafting. No,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah.
not the word. Like, describe, like, it sounds less mystic to say you are the craftsman when you craft.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the fact that it's the I forget what the exact linguistic term for like when you just use a word from another language and don't translate it. It makes it sound more like interesting and foreign.
Yeah. The loan word effect.
Yeah, a loan word. Yeah, yeah. There's audio. Okay, yeah. We all good? We all good? Oh yeah.
I mean, barbarous words, right? Like, that's the whole concept behind barbarous
Yeah, yeah.
words.
Nomina Barbara.
Yeah.
I've been listening to I'm going to be a little bit of a hater for a little bit, but whenever I feel insecure about the quality of my own writing, I love listening to Pseudopod. Are any of you familiar? It's basically it's like a
Pseudopod?
yeah, it's a horror anthology podcast where they publish like a story that's been submitted every week, and it's like, listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Most of the episodes are really bad. Like, they're just not good at all. But then every once in a while, they'll have like a life changing, like Hugo Award winning short story. Like, literally, my favorite horror short story ever was published. Like, I learned about it from Pseudopod. And for that, I will be eternally grateful to them. They need a better editor, they need a better slush pile editor. I forget where I was going with this. Oh, yeah, there was a really there was like a very solid story a couple weeks ago that was like the woman has a job in fetish destruction, where it's like your job is to like disarm and destroy magical artifacts of like like a rich people comes into contact with a cursed doll, and they're like, this is scaring me, I need you to destroy this, I need you to like ritually disenchant it. And it's like, I could tell the author of this had been listening to Dr. Justin Sledge, because they used his specific like his specific words. Like, the short story cited erotic binding spells, which is something that only Dr. Justin Sledge says. Everyone
I,
else calls them love spells. That is a specific term that Dr. Justin Sledge uses. And I was like, okay. It's like, this is someone who has a real interest in this stuff. I respect it. I appreciate that. Was the horror story the one where the lady who keeps drinking the moldy sour cream water? Yes! Yeah, fucking The Taste of Things. Such an incredible fucking short story. Hang on. I literally, I cannot chill for this story enough. Hang on.
Taste of things. Good title. Podcast has a good title too. Pseudopod. That's
Yeah, yeah, okay, they have a science fiction spin-off of it called Escape Pod. And I was like, okay, that's pretty damn good.
okay. Okay, that's cute. I kind of get it. When I was younger, I used to read a lot of those old like astounding tales, weird tales, sort of magazine science fiction and pulp horror.
Mm-hmm.
And a
I
lot of them are bad. A lot of those are terrible.
It's one of the most like creatively enriching things that you can engage in, honestly. Like my editor works as like the slush pile editor for a couple literary magazines, and so a lot of his job is just like reading through dog shit, like just really dog shit bad submissions to things. But you end up seeing a lot of variations on specific themes. You see a lot of interesting ideas executed poorly, and I think that's like an essential vitamin in a creative diet. Like, you literally need to read that kind of schlock. You need to have access to that kind of like low quality schlock so that you can synthesize it into your own writing. Like, we had a
Yeah.
conversation a while back. I think I posted about this on Tumblr, but he was telling me that like IBS is a huge theme right now among like literary short story commercials or circles. Like,
Huh.
it's specifically female writers, right? And that makes sense to me, right? Because like it inherently clashes with the self-conception of femininity. It's hard to be like an ethereal little girl thing while you're shitting your guts and brains out. You know
And
that.
it's a relatable experience that isn't mined to all heck.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also like it, it's like it's a disabling experience, right? It requires you like it requires other people to care for you in some way. Like it other people need to be around. And like he was talking about how like if it's a black writer, there's a lot of focus on how like your family structure, your extended family structure helps you cope with this like this mildly disabling poop disease. But then a lot of the white writers are just like they have to deal with it in isolation because their family sucks or something. I was like, see, that's interesting, right? It's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's like that's interesting, and it reflects how a lot of the black writers that I really enjoy structure their own works. Like that's a huge theme in Toni Morrison's work. That's like the theme of The Bluest Eye is like the most vulnerable people in like black cultural circles in the 1960s were like children that were failed by this extended family structure. Like that makes you very vulnerable within the black community. And so and then at the same time it's like you have James Baldwin. All of his novels are like usually about being gay in some way, which does kind of alienate you from the machinations of broader black culture, right? There's like that tension between like the extended family support structure and the things that alienate you from them is a huge theme in American black literature. And you can see this reflected in stories about IBS.
That makes a lot of sense. Because I can also think about how that parallels kind of what you're talking about with like stories between like queer white stories versus
Mm-hmm.
queer black stories.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there's a lot of that same thing.
Yes. No, it was like literally I literally just finished reading Bluest Eye again today. Read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison if you haven't. It's one of those like life-changing books. It's fucking incredible, and it touches on a lot of things that I find very interesting about my own work. Like it grapples with a lot of the concepts that I struggle with in my own work. Um fucking Oh my god, I have so many thoughts on this. I keep getting lost in my like just trying to structure everything. It's just like I'm very as an author, I am very interested in like I'm very interested in any character that whose primary motivation is that they want to be loved. I think there's an inherently interesting tension there. Like because one, it implies that the character is not loved in some way, right? In some meaningful way, is like not receiving some essential social or emotional vitamin.
They're
And
fundamentally missing something.
yeah, it's like something is
That's
missing,
interesting.
and yeah, it motivates a character, but then people whose primary motivation is wanting to be loved are never good at navigating social situations. They're often alienated, socially maladjusted, like they become passive or servile, or like the ways in which it harms the psyche are very interesting to me, and it makes a character deeply like it's so easy to empathize with them in a lot of ways. But they also turn out to be fucking terrible people a lot of the time. I think that's why that's fucking Shinji Ikari, right?
Yeah,
He's
deeply wants to be loved,
but
incapable of being lovable in a lot of ways.
yeah, but is and constantly sabotages himself from the desire to be
Yeah,
loved because he's a misogynist, right? But then you have like the main character of Bluest Eye, Piccola Breedlove, is like a young black girl from a terrible family in like Ohio in the 1960s, which for black culture was kind of like I think it's intentionally a very liminal space and period because it's like it's not a southern state, it's not quite a northern state, it's one of these like it's in between a lot of the like broader aspects of black culture for the time. And so being abandoned there, like when you are like unmoored from your social structures, it leaves you open to both a lot of potential options. Like there's a lot of different ways in which you can try to recapture that, but it also makes you open to a lot more kinds of predation, which is interesting.
yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, a lot of the basics how cults work is,
Mm-hmm.
and anything with a cult-like structure, preys on that desire to be loved, and to be, because even beyond just being loved, a lot of times what you get with a lot of Black literature is wanting to be part of something bigger,
Mm-hmm.
of wanting
Mm-hmm.
to be part of the community, wanting to be part of a network, and have a that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And so a lot of like I don't know. I think oh my god, sorry, I'm having trouble organizing my thoughts. It's fucking this is such a like it's a real thinker, this book. Like it's such a it does such a powerful job of making you like consider your own space in a society. And just like oh my, there's so many fucking banger chapters in it. Like there's maybe the most like spiteful thing that Toni Morrison has ever written is a description of a like an upper crust like almost petty bourgeois like almost like just below petty bourgeois like light-skinned black woman in the 1960s of like the passages specifically to be about how like if you internalize the way that society dehumanizes you, it is a living hell. Like it is a living death, and you are a vessel. Like I have never heard, I have never heard someone write with more genuine bile. It's so impressive. And the whole chapter describing Soaphead Church is incredible. He's one of the most I think Soaphead Church deserves to be up there with the Judge Holden in terms of literary villains. He's such a fucking evil character.
I gotta read this now.
It's
I mean,
so
that's
good. You have to read it. No, it's like Toni Morrison is like okay, she is a little pretentious, and it's partially because she earns it. She does kind of have that Joyce energy of like fuck, girl, if anyone else was doing this would be so hacky, but you're pulling it off, and that's crazy impressive. Like, only James Joyce could pull off making the second to last chapter of his novel a fucking catechism. Like, that. If any other author tried that, it would be the biggest, most, like, jerking off hand motion thing of, like, yeah, we fucking get it. But he does it so well, it's like, okay, he's cooking. Toni Morrison is very similar in that vein. It's like, man, this would suck if you weren't an incredible writer. So fucking
I'm
impressive.
so excited.
It's really short too. Everyone, you can finish this. Kill all artists. Fuck all art. Fuck art. Fuck knowledge.
God, what have I been up to in terms of art? I mean, it's going back a little bit in the conversation. But one of the reasons I kind of got into writing rituals and stuff is going to some kind of bad or getting bored with some other group stuff. Like, obviously there are dangerous groups out there, but there are also a lot of just like
lame groups.
Groups doing they're just lame. And like even though like I still do some Thelema stuff and I go to like Gnostic Mass and stuff. It gets boring doing the same rituals that were written like 100 years ago now.
At a certain point, yeah, you get kind of bored of them.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it. It's gonna be fine. I can do better than some of these people are doing.
Literally like long-term like grew up Christian. You're like, wow, Gospel of John again today, huh? Real creative.
It's so boring. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I actually once considered going to seminary.
Yeah.
When I was like in early high school. Yeah. That's when I first got into that's when I got into Gnosticism at first. I was interested in heresiology. But yeah, I was getting confirmed in the Methodist Church.
Oh wow.
It was my first time like really reading thoroughly through the Bible. And then also I went beyond. I started reading like exegesis and stuff.
Right.
And heresies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's really
Heresiology.
interesting, and I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I think there's some really interesting interpretations you can do here. Those are called heresy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna go to seminary. I could be a pretty good preacher.
Mm-hmm. I think you would be a good preacher.
I I'm very happy to be a ceremonialist who doesn't have to preach.
Yes. I think I okay. You are head and shoulders, like you're 100 times the ceremonialist I am. I think I would be a better preacher than you.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
I would be such a good preacher.
There is definitely an alternative life path for me where I could have built up those skills more, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't take it because like one of the reasons I wouldn't be a good preacher, especially these days, I do a lot of self-questioning.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of like I don't want to give 100% answers. I want to be like, okay, it depends on how you look at it. It depends on what you're going after, you know. I don't like giving the broad generalizations answers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do when you're preaching.
Yeah, yeah. CT has the voice, got the voice for it. Exactly.
That too. That too.
Yes. I can fucking project.
And I bet you can improvise for a long time.
I could fucking riff.
You could be one of those preachers, one of those like Protestant preachers who goes on and on.
Yes, no, I could
Who
I
do like the midnight services
mm-hmm.
and and preach all till dawn.
Mm-hmm. It's like honestly, once you know enough about the subject you're preaching about, like you can talk yourself in circles. It's basically just improv skills.
And you've got a choir you can toss it to if you need a quick break.
Right, right. Sing a song. Do it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I need to take a drink of water. Hit me with a nearer thy God to me.
Now you're making it kind of interesting from like an improv performance perspective, actually.
It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
The Pentecostals have written about this.
And when I didn't go to seminary, I went to engineering school instead, and I did theater and improv.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I lost the instinct to want to do some of that stuff.
Exactly, exactly.
Just found a healthier channel.
Mm-hmm. But I have a lot of experience like oh my god, I did my buddies and I in high school would write plays and we
Oh,
yeah, I'm really so I have a lot of experience like whipping an audience into participation for something. It's really fun. Sometimes all you need to do is like act to the audience.
Evil Nerevar wants you to do Baptist snake handling.
I would get bit. I don't want to hurt the snake. I like snakes.
Does Baptist snake handling with like a gentle like python that's like a
Yeah.
well acclimated pet, and you're just kind of moving in him.
Right, right. Modern Commedia dell'arte. Kinda. We weren't wearing masks. We were just like reading off of some printer paper.
Fuck, that would be fun to get a group of people together. And be like, here's our like cast of characters. We're gonna always have the same characters. Let's write
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of plays with them. That'd be so fun.
It's like I have some notes.
Wait.
I have some notes for a theoretical form of mask theater. I wanna
Ooh.
dust them up a little bit and then like maybe
I mean,
share it with
you're
you.
in the right place, right?
Exactly.
You
But
can find unemployed actors.
no, the thing that I did all through high school, like fucking we did this like 3 times a semester was 48-hour playfests. Like you get the prompt on Friday evening and then you have the weekend to write and then you perform on Monday. And I loved that shit. It was so much fun. It's such a great way to learn how to do theater. Twitch Commedia dell'arte. Okay, I
Ooh.
fucking forever ago, Holly and I had a conversation about wanting to like put on a production of Hamlet in Gmod or something. Like I think it would be like perfect for it. Like that type of like it's not quite there yet. Like the idea needs a little bit of sauce, but it's like I think it would be so much fun to do like a zero prep. It would be so much. It would be so much fun to do like zero prep Gmod Shakespeare, in some way, and I think like
Ooh.
Gmod Commedia dell'arte would be something really fun. Who would I
I think
play
you can
in
still
Hamlet?
find some scripts around.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I
Some of them
want to
preserved.
develop a form of mask theater, but before I do that, I want to get more into the Thai form of mask theater. It's called
Mm.
Linke, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, I don't know much about that. I know a little bit about the Thai shadow puppet theater.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're related in some way. Let me turn on streamer mode real quick. Streamer mode. Appearance. Enable streamer mode. There we go. Okay. Yay. Isn't it Indonesian? Yeah. Thai, Indonesian. Thailand is kind of in Indonesia. I think they're historically, like, it comes, like, it exists across the entire region. Macbeth VR, but the AI is self-aware. Exactly, yeah. Hello, and welcome to Denmark 17. You have chosen, or been chosen, to avenge the death of your father. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are self-aware.
That was what I was thinking. Was have you seen those companies that do Hamlet and at the same time they also do Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
Oh, that would be so much fun.
That'd be so much
That's
fun.
hilarious, yeah. No, exactly. That would be,
Oh, and you could do the physics experiments,
yes,
like in
yeah.
the movie, but with the
With Gmod.
Gmod.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
physics. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
No, but I would want to write my own form of theater, and then, like, do a rip off of the Odyssey or something. Like, rip off several plays simultaneously, and then just do theater for that. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Gmod, like that claymation Barber of Seville. Yeah, yeah. You could do Titus Andronicus. I haven't read Titus Andronicus. I honestly need to read more Shakespeare. I have not read every Shakespeare play. Family Guy did that for the Bible. I didn't know that. I know they did that shit for Star Wars. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have something special for you today. So this week I've been reading a lot about Gnosticism. There's quite a bit to get through. Lot of subpar sources, a lot of superpar sources. But one of the first questions you have to tackle when you're learning about Gnosticism is, what is Gnosticism anyway? And to answer this question, or to approach this question, I have enlisted the help of my good friend May here, who has provided us with a game show. Are you guys ready to play? Is that a Gnostics? Who knows the knowers?
The hit new heresiology game show.
Mm-hmm.
Pilot episode.
Yes, our first time. I have not seen any of this, so May, you're probably going to
Oh,
have to be the
wonderful.
MC here. I have not read through this.
Okay, great. So, I'll be asking you a series of questions. Most of them are going to be, hey, is this Gnostic?
Mm-hmm.
Or hey, is this guy Gnostic?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you want to?
Keeping score will be Saint Irenaeus.
Okay. Okay.
And I have given him your address, and if you do badly enough, he will come over there and suplex you.
Fuck. He's gonna declare me a heretic.
He
Fuck.
is.
All right. Are we ready? We ready
So
to
keep
jump
that in
in?
mind. Yes. Question 1. Is Valentinus a Gnostic?
Okay.
Who is Valentinus?
I would call Valentinus a Gnostic, right? I think, like, if we're going for, like, okay, basically no one self-identifies as a Gnostic, right? Like, here's kind of my methodology for a lot of the here's my methodology for a lot of the study is, like, basically no one ever self-identified as a Gnostic. Gnostic is something that is applied to you, and at the same time, there are theological categories that are characteristic of Gnostic thought. There are some critical ingredients. And so because of that, I think Valentinus has enough of those critical Gnostic ingredients to be called a Gnostic.
What do you think those key Valentinian Gnostic ingredients are? What do you feel like? What sauce does he bring to our Gnosticism stew? Wait, no,
Okay,
that doesn't
okay.
make any sense.
Well, okay. The main thing is that he was so okay. You need an evil god. You need the demiurge. I think the
Check.
demiurge is like a critical ingredient. You can't really be Gnostic without the demiurge, and then you also need Christ. You need like Christ who was given a little shard of grace by Sophia or something, and listen, I haven't read through the entire Nag Hammadi library again. I don't remember if Valentinus has all of these ingredients, but I know that he was influenced by these ingredients. So I'm going to say yes.
He does have all those ingredients.
Okay,
He
okay,
believes in
good.
an evil demiurge begot by Sophia, and a Christ come down to save humanity and bring us up.
Why is the demiurge vital? Because, like, okay, if you're gonna analyze Gnosticism as like a material category within actual heresiology, Gnosticism existed. Like the reason that all of these people started writing about an evil god in Sophia is that it is one of literally like hundreds of answers to the Judeo-Christian like first and second century crises. Right? It's a reaction to the destruction of the Second Temple. Um, Everything's up in the air. Everyone's trying to figure out how like what Christianity, what Judaism is going to look at, and one of the biggest controversies of this era is like how do how do how do you square the kind of paternalistic and authoritarian God of the Old Testament with the like nicer God of the New Testament. They seem like different characters. If you already accept that the New Testament is a thing, and so this is the fact that the Old Testament God is the demiurge is one way to square that theology with the destruction of the Second Temple. Of like, how would God let this happen, right? So I think that's why I would say that the demiurge is vital to Gnosticism.
Which also caused that a lot of that overlaps with also the collapse of the Egyptian temple system,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a lot of Gnosticism and Gnostic thought coming out of Egypt
Mm-hmm.
because of the overlap between Roman Jews
Mm-hmm.
leaving Israel after the destruction of the temple and the local, often newly converted Egyptian Christians.
Mm-hmm. The Copts.
Yeah, who are going through a lot of the similar stuff.
Yep. Church of the Martyrs.
Man, Rome sucked.
Rome fucking sucked.
Gave us a lot of good theology, though.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I think you answered this one.
Yeah.
Irenaeus has noted it down.
Okay. Is Zoroastrianism Gnostic? I don't think so. Like, okay, for one, it predates Gnosticism. Like
It doesn't have Christ in it for sure.
yeah, it's like it's dualistic. There's a good god and an evil god, but it's not Gnostic. Like, let's not get crazy here.
Some versions emphasize the evil god as creator of the world and the world being evil because of it, but not all of them.
And even that is not like a demiurge. It's not like
No.
Zoroastrianism is more like there's a war between a good god and an evil god, and they're basically equally matched. It's not this like nested series of like there's not like a weird Neoplatonist plurality of true gods, and then there's like the lesser false god or anything. Also, there's no Sophia.
No, Sophia. Well, okay, we'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you answered this one. I think it's a pretty good answer.
Okay. Okay.
But it's not for me to judge. Once again, I'm not the one actually keeping score here.
Okay. Well,
I'm just hosting.
take an editorial position here. Do you think Zoroastrianism is Gnostic?
Oh no, I don't think Zoroastrian. No way. Oh my goodness, no, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Editorial position.
Yeah, I'll give my opinion.
Can you explain?
All right, next slide.
Hang on. So, Kara Normal in first time chatter. Hi, welcome. Can you explain Sophia like I'm 5? How do I do this without? Okay.
Can I take a crack at it?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sophia literally means wisdom. It
Mm-hmm.
is the spirit of like holy wisdom come down from the world beyond ours, a purer world, to help lead us and give us the wisdom to escape this world.
Mm-hmm.
She is often also connected to the creation of the demiurge, and her trying to save humanity is kind of her way to make up for screwing things up and creating the demiurge in the first place.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question. Is Simon Magus a Gnostic? Oh.
So I bring this up because Irenaeus cites him as the founder of Gnosticism.
Yeah, but that's also, like... But it's like, we don't know anything about what Simon Magus actually believed. Like, he has no surviving theology, if I'm correct.
Founder of simony as a crime.
Yeah, it's like, it's named for him because he was selling church positions for money. We don't know anything about like what he actually believed or preached in any way.
This is where it gets tricky. I agree with you where we can't really say he's a Gnostic, but Irenaeus is scowling at me right now.
Well, who cares?
So, fair enough. Yeah.
And it's like here you can see Simon Magus looking particularly Jewish, which I'm sure was not a loaded statement on the part of Irenaeus. Although he didn't make the painting.
No, that's like Renaissance, right?
Yeah, but it's
yeah.
the whole being like, oh, he's selling church positions for money. That was clearly a criticism of the remainder. Like, what was the fucking the Jewish priestly nobility class?
Essenes.
Yeah, the Essenes. Like that
was.
Essenes.
Sorry, I'm trying like a Greek.
Yeah, Essenes. yeah. That it's like Simon Magus is a criticism of the Essenes.
Yeah, probably.
Who were one of the theological groups that second century Christianity was both like trying to capture and flee from at the same. Was it the Pharisees?
No, different group.
No, yeah, I thought the Pharisee was like the military one, or no, the Pharisees were the proto rabbis. Yeah, okay.
Yes. The Essenes were like trying to revive the priestly class.
Yes,
the noble priest.
Which ones were the Sadducees?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm not as good at Jewish.
Fuck. Sadducees. Hang on, I'm googling this shit. Okay.
Are those the military ones?
The Sadducees were the aristocrats, right? They were the nobility.
Oh, okay.
They weren't the priesthood. They were the priestly nobility.
Right.
And then the Essenes.
The Essenes were like the aesthetic, like hermit. Like they want to do a whole hermit priest.
No, that's the Ebionites.
Those are
no. You're right.
This isn't even Gnosticism. This is just Judaism.
No, the Essenes. Okay, the Essenes were the mystical ascetics, but they weren't the hardcore wanderers because the Ebionites were the ones that like left into the desert and then vanished into history. Fuck. Yeah, the
kind
Essenes,
of like monastic, like they formed their own communities where they lived very strict.
Yes, the Essenes were the ones that like lived in caves and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ebionites left into the desert and vanished into history, and they were taken in the Enoch sense for having perfect Christology. God took them, like Enoch. Okay.
I think we're in agreement. Simon Magus, not a Gnostic.
Not a Gnostic. Okay, next question. Are the Sethians Gnostic? Okay. People like to argue this one. The Sethians are Gnostics.
Oh, yeah.
The Sethians are obviously Gnostic.
If they're not Gnostic, then like most of the Gnostic texts we talk about aren't Gnostic.
Yeah. It's like, when people argue that the Sethians aren't Gnostics, I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? They're like, okay, they clearly have a lot of Gnostic elements. They like, their texts are the basis for Gnosticism. They're like the foundations of Gnosticism.
Yes.
They gave us the Demiurge.
They gave us Yaldabaoth specifically.
Yes. One of the coolest names for an evil god ever.
It
has so
and cool
much
design too.
Yeah.
Lion-headed serpent, badass.
And one of the most interesting things is that they're also Hellenized because like Yaldabaoth comes from it is a repronunciation of a Greek pronunciation of the Hebrew Yal Sabaoth, which is one of the names of the Israelite God. which is pretty cool. Are the
playing telephone.
Jeuians Gnostic?
So here's the issue against what you've said already.
Mm-hmm.
Their demiurge is not strictly evil.
Yeah, it's like their demiurge is like the Sethian demiurge is like incompetent, right?
Yeah, but still bad.
Yes, still
more because he's foolish.
Yes, he's.
They call him Sackless. I love that. They call him Sackless, the fool.
Yes, Sackless, the fool god.
Sackless.
All this time.
New thing to insult your friends with.
All this time, this is the first I'm hearing that the demiurge is actually Judeo-Christian adjacent. All of this is Judeo-Christian adjacent. This is.
I mean, yeah, it's all adjacent. Technically, the origin of the demiurge was Plato.
Yes, the origin of the term demiurge is Plato. All of this is. Okay, basically, Gnosticism is an intersection of apocalyptic Judaism, early Christianity, and Middle Platonism. Those are the three main ingredients. And then there's like a hearty seasoning of Egyptian temple priesthoods in it. May, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. No, good.
I'm disagreeing. I don't have anything more to add.
Yeah,
it's a good summary.
Okay. Let's go to the next
question. We both agree about the Sethians.
Yes. Are the Jeuians Gnostics?
They don't have an evil god. They kind of have evil gods with how they view the archons as being the main perpetuators of evil in the world.
And this is interesting because the Jeuians are like one of the groups that you can argue is not Gnostic or is like proto-Gnostic. I would say they are because the Stellies of Jeu are like foundational to Gnosticism. Like they are. I think they are meaningfully part of the Gnostic corpus.
Also, the Pistis Sophia is probably Julian.
Yes.
And Thunder Perfect Mind might be.
Might be, yeah.
Might be. We don't know. No one knows.
Yeah, we don't know. But
it's a good candidate.
They have a lot of Gnostic elements. They don't have an evil god yet, but I think if the Jeuians continued existing, they would have incorporated the demiurge. It's like, it makes sense. It would fit perfectly in their theology. The Stellium of Jeu is a head.
They also don't have Sophia in the same position, though. Sophia is one of the archons.
Yes, but isn't she like she's like a traitor archon? She's like a good.
Yes,
one.
She rebels. She betrays the other archons.
She's like dark. She's like Joker Satan, which means she's good.
Fun fact: the Jeuians, specifically in the Pistis Sophia, also have an explanation for why astrology doesn't work.
Oh yeah. It's because the astral spirits of the stars are liars.
No, it's because Jesus beat them up. Jesus beat up the archons. Oh. And that weakens the strength of the stars.
No, you're right. I was thinking of fucking. I was thinking of the founder of alchemy's like nemesis. What the fuck was his name? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I fucking
Zosimus' hater.
Zosimus of Panopolis. Yes. Nilos.
Yeah.
Nilos,
right.
His criticisms of his arch alchemy rival Nilos, where he's like, you can't do this type of astrology because the demons of the stars, the spirits of the stars are evil, and they'll taint your alchemy. Okay. Next question. Are the Ophites Gnostic? Oh, this one's a little harder.
We don't know much about them.
Yeah, I was like, for all the hay made of the Ophites, it's like there's like less than 4,000 words from them, like authentically from them.
Should we explain what we know about them?
You probably know more than I do, honestly.
Okay. Irenaeus wrote a little bit about their practices, which involve apparently snake communion bread. Mm-hmm. Over there on the right is a picture of a Sista Mystica, though it's actually a pre-Christian one. Mm-hmm. But same idea. Fancy basket with a snake in it. You put the bread in there with the snake. The snake represents Jesus because it is reborn. Mm-hmm. You take out, you share the bread as part of communion. Blessed by the snake, blessed by Christ, whatever.
Which is pretty cool.
The other thing we have is a description of a diagram that explains the cosmology of the Ophites. Mm-hmm. Over on the left is one of the more popular versions of someone trying to recreate the diagram from the description I believe Irenaeus makes.
Hmm.
Um, it involves a reality constrained by Leviathan, which is believed to be connected to the world spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and also the method of reincarnation. Um, and then also a lower world that rests upon Behemoth and is
Mm-hmm.
ruled by the planetary spheres.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond that, beyond a barrier of Gehenna or Tartaros, they miss in that diagram, which is popular, they misspelled it as Tartary.
Tartare. Turkey.
Yeah.
Constrained by the Turks.
Oh God. Now I'm talking about the Russian Empire Tartary
Yes,
people
yes,
in the mud.
yes. Mud flood,
Tartaria.
Tartaria.
But anyway, beyond that barrier, beyond the mud flood, is the divine spheres of Sophia and the
Mm-hmm.
Pronoia, which are like the first or like pre-created things.
Yeah, yeah. The first known ones.
Yes.
Um okay, actually Alexandra, that girl in chat, brings up a really good question. The real question is, are the Gnostics Ophites?
Ooh,
Right?
some of them were.
Yeah, yeah.
Certain Sethian branches certainly were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like we have the Gospel of Judas, one of the most recently discovered Gnostic texts, and I love it.
Yep.
Um, and in that, it incorporates a lot of Ophite theology,
Mm-hmm.
specifically about the snake also being the first bringer of Gnosis.
Yes, yes. I would say the Ophites are Gnostic. I think it is important to distinguish them for their relationship to the rest of Gnosticism, but I think they are firmly Gnostic.
From what I found, they are in general probably a subsect of the Sethians, but that's speculation.
Hang on. By Dr. Shannon Grimes. There you go. Okay. Is Hermeticism Gnostic?
I kind of a follow up question for this one.
Yeah. Um okay. This is it's like I would say sometimes. Like or okay, actually no. I think they are
Never.
responding I think they're responding to a lot of the same I think they're responding to a lot of the same topics and ideas that Gnosticism interacts with, but they have very different ideas about it and very different conclusions about it. There's a lot of share. They're phylogenetic cousins, right? They're like or a case of convergent evolution. It's like how foxes and cats are they're canines and felines respectively, but they evolved to hunt in the same niches. I think that's the relationship of Hermeticism and Gnosticism. Kind of like how at different points in the history, at different points in history, Christianity, it's like Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism filled the exact same roles in their societies. Yeah,
Okay.
they're sister taxes. I think Hermeticism is not Gnostic, but it's very similar. That's my opinion.
And you believe it's even true for like Christian Hermeticism specifically?
I would say so because it's like okay. The other thing with Christian Hermeticism, it's very rare. Um,
Right.
hmm. What about you? What are your thoughts here?
I agree with you. I don't think it's really ever Gnostic because even Christian Hermeticism doesn't go into like deep dualism. In fact, often it proposes the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Often, Christian Hermeticism is less dualistic than surrounding Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you consider Gnosticism to be a more dualistic type of Christianity, it's definitely not Hermeticism.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like Hermeticism is broadly life affirming. Like Hermeticism thinks being
Broadly,
alive is okay, is like nice.
there's
Like
one book that might be a kind of notable exception to it, but there are
yeah,
interpretations.
but it's also like if you read the Corpus Hermetica, it's like fucking the one with Hermes and Tat. What the fuck is it?
That does not. There are so many with those.
Yeah, but it's like
Talk about the punch bowl of Tat.
No,
Not the
no,
Punch Bowl,
not the
mixing
Crater
bowl, mixing
not the
bowl.
Kratos not the Crater Hermetis. One of the earlier ones. But regardless, it's like they talk about how like matter is something to be transcended, but it's not evil. It's never evil. It's just kind of
Right.
like it's just kind of the lowest rung on the ladder.
Yeah. And like even other texts talk about how the body's like
Ah,
a divine diagram.
right, right. Yes. Okay.
Like we can see the divine plan in us.
Mhm,
Not
mhm.
evil.
Pymander. Yes, the fucking Pymander.
Oh, the very okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, that's not with Tat. Pomander doesn't have Tat at all. It's only Hermes in that one. Hermes scribing a vision.
I thought they mentioned Tad on the Pymander or in the Poemander.
Doesn't have any
No, no,
lines, I don't
you're
think.
right. It's addressed to Poimandres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Is Mandeanism Gnostic? Oh,
There's one major mark against it in your definitions.
yeah, they don't like it. It is like it's more mystical and wisdom focused, and it deals a lot with like revealing an illusion, but it doesn't have a demiurge, right?
I think it does, if I remember, and the world is evil.
Yeah. Wait.
But they believe Christ was a false Messiah.
Yes. Yeah. They're like
So,
they're non-Christian.
yes, they worship John the Baptist.
Yes. Yes. And they have the whole thing with
As
like revering like they're kind like they revere like Abel and Seth and whatnot. They have like
they
a lot.
revere. Yes, yes, they revere Seth and Adam.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh.
Mandeism is still around, also.
Yeah, yeah. They're also like a religion that still exists. That's
They were about
mm,
like I remember 60,000 of them in Iraq before the Iraq War.
yeah, yeah.
That community kind of had become diasporic after that.
They also like once they hit the 7th century, they started rapidly incorporating a lot of concepts from Islam.
Yes, yeah.
Get a Mandian on the call, ask them if they're Gnostic.
I'm almost certain they would say no, but I don't know.
It's like
Well,
I would not necessarily call them Gnostic. Like because it's like what like
you know what
okay.
their name means? Like, you know what Mandeism means?
I thought it was there was like a prophet they had that it was like
No, that's Manichaeism.
yeah, that's Manichaeanism.
Manichaeism comes from Mandi, which same root as Montis, and mantra, and it means mind. It means knowing and knowledge.
Yes, yes.
So their name does kind of mean Gnostic. Like if you're doing a literal translation into Greek, you would translate it as Gnostic.
Well, okay, you could make that same argument for philosophy, right? It's like, oh,
Yes, you
philosophers
could.
are lovers of knowledge, so that means they're Gnostic. Like, no, they're not. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Like,
Hey, just because you love something doesn't mean you have it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, I think they're dualistic. I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
call them Gnostic, though.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
They're not a Christian heresy.
Yeah, yeah. They're not a Christian heresy either. Okay, next question. Is Manichaeanism Gnostic? Okay. Speaking
Now,
of
that's
the
more interesting because
Manichaeans,
they do revere Jesus.
yes.
They do see Jesus as a messianic figure, along with Mani.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I think they're like. This one's hard because they absorbed a lot more DNA from so many other religions.
Yeah, because they also revere the Buddha.
Yeah, it's like God, Manichaeanism is so fucking cool.
It is. Yeah, let's just talk about Manichaeism for a second, because probably not a lot of people know about it.
Disnag calling it in 3 questions. It's gonna ask if Islam is Gnostic.
Wait,
Hang on.
goes in quickly, edits the slot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hear the Gnostics are also pretty fond of Sophia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, is Manichaeanism Gnostic?
So Manichaeism is a Silk Road religion that reveres a prophet Mani along with the prophets of several other religions, including Jesus and the Buddha.
They're so fucking cool.
They're so cool. They're heavily syncretic. Also, they're priestly. They're also dualistic, and they
Mm-hmm.
believe in kind of escaping a polluted material reality. To which their priestly class, the elevated, take extremely strict oaths that make it practically impossible to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't, like forget about being vegan. They can't eat anything that eating it requires killing, including like uprooting plants.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can only eat fruit and maybe like milk.
Right. Right.
Um,
Hmm.
and they can't do much labor either if that labor would inflict suffering. Oh right, they also take a lot from the Jains. They're also heavily inspired by Jainism.
Yes, Jainism. I would okay. I think Manichaeism incorporates Gnostic elements. I would not necessarily call them Gnostic. I think they're like broadly speaking, their theology draws from so many other sources that like they definitely have Gnostic DNA in them. I would not call them Gnostics. They draw from Gnosticism, but it's like I with the amount of Gnosticism that's in them, it's like it would kind of be like calling them a Buddhist religion. It's like they are, but that's not what they are. Like it's
Yeah,
that
I think I agree.
yeah.
This one is really hard. This is the one where I'm like, I have no clue what the correct answer here should be.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Are the Manichaeans still around? Yeah, from what I understand.
no, I don't think so.
Oh wait, no?
You're thinking of the. I think once again you're confusing with the Mandeism.
Oh my god, you're right. Fucking hell.
I get them confused all the time. Also,
Listen, this week I spent the entire week reading about just Gnosticism as a controversy over the nature of the crucifixion. Like that's how specific I've been getting this week, and my world religion muscles are weak.
okay. Apparently, Evil Nerevar knows Manichaeans.
Okay, cool.
I thought their holy text, which was supposedly Mani had written a book of pictures. And I thought there weren't any surviving ones of those around. I mean, that doesn't mean the religion can't survive, but I was cool that they're still around.
Okay, okay. Next question.
Yeah,
Are the Cathars Gnostic?
yeah. Is that how you say
Uh,
it? Cathars? I thought it was Cathars.
I
I've never heard it said out loud by an academic though.
Cathars. They're French, so it'd be like Catars or something. Like I don't know. They're like medieval French. So
Yeah. Are they Gnostic? They have an evil demiurge. They believe in Christ. Maybe. There's some people who argue they didn't exist.
okay, I have I have opinions about the Cathars being Gnostic. I think okay, people call them Gnostic. People are like, oh yeah, they're like a pseudo Gnostic sect, and then you describe their theology, and it's like this is just fucking dualism. Like there's no like they don't identify like they have a good god and an evil god, but they don't necessarily identify like okay, their evil god is Satan, and they don't necessarily identify the evil god with like the Old Testament God.
Oh, I thought they did.
Wait, do they? Hang on, hang on, hang on.
I thought they identify. Because also, I remember there's a big element of like anti-Semitism to them. Also,
No, you're right. They,
at
they
least,
do they do think Satan is the god of the Old Testament.
yeah. Isn't that like pretty classically Gnostic in a lot of ways?
Yeah, that's classically Gnostic. I also like I don't know if there's any like okay. I don't think the Cathars like have a direct intellectual lineage with Gnosticism. I think they literally independently discovered it.
That might be true. But also, all the Gnostic groups might not have direct lineages with each other either. We don't
Yes.
know that.
Yeah, it's also
So,
like so many of the historical sources of Catharism are just like French inquisitors that needed something to write on a form. Like way more people were accused of being Cathars than they actually were Cathars. I think like I think not Gnostic, neo Gnostic, if you want to call it that.
neo Gnostic, alright.
I'll call
Gonna
them.
throw them into Cyber City Odio.
Yeah,
Gonna
yeah.
put visors
Well,
on
it's
these
like
medieval peasants.
it's like okay. Fucking Ludovico Lazzarelli was not a hermetic. He was a neo-hermetic. There's like literally a
Yeah, no.
thousand years between him and the hermetics.
So what are the modern hermetic then? Are they neo hermetics, Nova neo
No,
hermetics? We can
because
mix them
they
together.
have a continuous intellectual like lineage with the neo-hermetics.
Oh,
They're just
they're
neo-hermetics.
just okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Because it's like we can track their intellectual lineage to the Southern Renaissance and guys like Ludovico Lazzarelli. Yes, they're
I think there might be an
Gnostics.
argument against the Cathars, which is, do they have gnosis?
Okay.
We haven't talked about it much, but one of the aspects of Gnosticism is the idea of like privileged knowledge that is gained from revelation and like certain practices that vary sect to sect.
It's like the Cathars had their weird like it wasn't like they had something that was kind of effectively gnosis, where it was like this weird kind of perpetual baptism of like living a pure life and purifying your soul. It wasn't necessarily knowledge based though.
Yeah, I feel like it gotta be knowledge. Like, can you be a Gnostic without gnosis?
Yeah, that's a
They
good
got
point.
like everything about Gnosticism except the gnosis.
Yeah.
They also don't have Sophia, as far as I know.
They're also French and therefore inherently evil. Are tech bros Gnostic? Shut up about AI cults. None of you can be trusted to talk about this.
I could see an argument over Peter Thiel, though.
I don't care. Okay, next question.
I don't care either.
Is the
Okay,
Gnostic
talk about the French.
is the Gnostic Church of France Gnostic?
It's
Come on,
there in the name.
come on now.
The founder of it changed his name to Valentinus.
At the very least, like, okay, we can call them neo-Gnostic.
Okay.
We can call them neo-Gnostic. I will admit I haven't done as much research on these guys. I'm less familiar.
Oh, these have come up in your classical Gnosticism research. Wild.
Yeah. When was this bitch founded?
Oh, the 1800s.
18. Okay. Are these guys like the Martinists or whatever?
They are the Martinists. They are the most Gnostic branch of Martinism.
Oh, okay. Well, then I fuck with them. But
Yeah, okay.
they're also not.
Well, second most Gnostic branch of Martinism, and we'll get to that in a second.
Is the Lema Gnostic?
It's the EGC, the Ecclesiastica Gnostica Catholica, which are their lineage does come from the Gnostic Church of France, among other things that also have lineage with it. Because you know how Crowley went around joining a lot of groups.
Yeah.
One of the groups he joined was the Gnostic Church of France.
Okay. Let's apply our academic criteria here. Do they have a demiurge? No.
Okay. What about the sun? How do we feel about the sun and chaos' sole vice regent upon the earth?
It's like
It's not evil, though. It's definitely not evil.
Yeah,
well,
it's not
but they're not moving beyond good or evil, so it maybe doesn't matter if it's evil or not. We're not judging things that way.
So I guess it's part of the pleroma. I think Thelema fits into the same category as the Manichaeans, where they're like,
I agree.
They're not Gnostic, but they have a lot of Gnostic DNA, right?
They've got too much other stuff going on to be just called Gnostic.
Yeah. I think that's where I would fall.
Okay.
Is Mormonism Gnostic?
They have elect knowledge. They have secret rituals to gain gnosis.
They're literally more Gnostic than Thelema. Like
they are definitely more Gnostic than Thelema.
Oh, you're killing me here. Fuck.
Irenaeus, you need to go to Utah right now.
Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a fucking like Dante's Inferno is Irenaeus traveling to Utah.
play that game. Side-scrolling brawler of Irenaeus and Utah suplexing.
Yeah. It's a tag team game. It's Irenaeus and Shimon Bar Yochai traveling to Utah in the
Oh, wait.
1970s.
You could also put Plotinus in there.
Yeah, and Plotinus.
Yeah, Plotinus.
It's like finding the historical theologians that would be most angry about Mormonism. Oh my god, fucking...
Are they Gnostic?
No, it's like...
No, the Demiurge isn't evil.
Yeah, they don't have a Demiurge, it's not evil. They
do have a Demiurge.
Yeah, they do have a Demiurge. They're also not bullshitting you about the Trinity being polytheist, which is one of the few things about Mormonism that I actually appreciate. They're like, yeah, this is polytheism.
I mean, a bunch of the Gnostics do that also.
Yeah, they have...
That's not a point in the Gnostic call, to be honest.
Right. They have a Demiurge? Yeah, they have a Demiurge.
There is a specific God who created our world, who, like, created at a specific time, and isn't, like... People will also become gods, so it's not like that's an exclusive God.
Yes, and it's...
There's a maker God.
And it's very explicitly framed as, like, a mystical ascent. I would say, like, honestly, they have, like, mystical elements. Like, honestly, the more I think about it, the less Gnostic they're getting in my head.
Yeah.
Not Gnostic. Next question.
Okay, not Gnostic. Something new.
Is Buddhism Gnostic? No.
Oh, no.
Buddhism is not Gnostic.
Okay, next slide.
Is Christian... I love this picture.
Thank you.
I see that the previous question was just a setup for this one.
Yes.
Is a Christian Buddhist a Gnostic? No. It's a similar thing with Hermeticism. Like, maybe they've evolved some similarities to Gnosticism, but no, they're not Gnostic.
No, yeah.
Is Gwyneth Paltrow Gnostic? I don't think her theology is coherent enough to be conclusively called anything but New Age.
That's fair. Is the New Age Gnostic?
I think the New Age is inherently syncretic. It is inherently a bricolage theology. So it often contains Gnostic elements, but the New Age theology as a whole is not inherently Gnostic.
Sorry, this image is all just sending me. I forgot how good it is.
There's something very scary about her gaze.
It's intimidating. I think she might be the Demiurge.
Is May a Gnostic? I would call May a Gnostic. You are serving.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm Christian.
No, I don't think you're Christian. I think you incorporate a lot of Gnostic elements, though. I think you could. I think from what I've gathered of your personal theology, I think you could conclusively be called Gnostic. There's other things in there, but there's Gnostic stuff.
I definitely don't have an evil Demiurge.
That's true.
I'm pretty pro.
Actually, I might retract that. I would not call you a Gnostic. I think you incorporate a lot of Gnostic elements, but you're not. I would not call you a Gnostic then. Okay.
Thank you.
Is CT a Gnostic? Question. No, I'm not a Gnostic. Okay. I'm an antitheist. That would require me to believe in a demiurge.
Yeah.
Bonus round. Create a theologically consistent definition of Gnostic. All right, chat. I need you to fucking lock in right now. Chat. Okay. If you're fucking ready, drop an EOW in chat.
Final test.
Irenaeus
is here again, watching.
Yeah, we've been live for an hour. I think we're all fucking ready. Are you fucking ready? Once and for all, we're gonna lock in. We're gonna make a true theological definition. Is Gnostic? Okay. Create a theologically consistent definition of... Okay, you know what? I'm busting out my fucking notebook for this one. I'm going to write down our tenets.
Ooh.
So, okay. Theologically consistent definition of Gnostic. What do we need for these bad boys? I think you at least need a demiurge. You need a demiurge. Okay, I think you need at least a demiurge. You need the demiurge needs to be evil. You need mystical ascent.
Wait, is foolish or stupid also allowable?
Yes. Well, it's like, okay, I think the Sethians very clearly are like he's foolish, and because of that, he is evil. Like
Okay.
it's like he is evil through ignorance rather than malice. I think not you don't necessarily need Christ.
Oh, interesting.
But you need Sophia. I think Sophia is essential because there are some Gnostic texts in which Sophia is Christ, like acts as the Christ figure or acts through Christ or something. So I think you at the very least need Sophia.
If you have Christ, can you go without a Sophia? Like, do you need one or the other?
I feel like Christ without Sophia. Like, if you say, yeah, you can have a Christ without Sophia, that would exclude some Gnostic texts. I'm not sure which, though. Ooh. Some sort of double agent against the Demiurge, yeah. Madonna whore god.
You need some sort of intercessor of divine wisdom.
Yes, a divine intercessor against the Demiurge. And then I think you need a praxis of mystical ascent. Like, theologically, the goal needs to be mystical ascent out of reality, which is evil.
Okay.
I think that's coherent enough for now. What do you guys think? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but when I get back, I have an idea for a little segment for us. How does that sound?
Okay. Wow, that's been fun. This is a way for me to get my free questions on Gnosticism answered. Yeah, it's been a fun time to be on stream. I've been a little bit nervous before about being on stream, but it's been a good time. Actually, okay, Herr Gender, one of the things that's interesting about Gnostic churches, there have been a couple throughout history. I know for a fact some of the modern ones, I think some of the older ones, that allowed female clergy. Oh, you want to be entertained? You know what? I'll read you a bit of poetry. I have written some Gnostic poetry before. And now you will get it.
Okay. Hello, I return. Okay. So
I just promised the chat I would read them some Gnostic poetry. That can come later.
Please. Actually, here. I want to go to... Okay. Have you ever gone to the Wikipedia page for Gnosticism, and then there's like
Of
list of
course.
Gnostic sects?
Oh
Have you
yeah.
have you seen all the bullshit they include in here that is clearly
Oh
not
yes.
Gnostic? It's so fucking nonsense.
It was
They
inspired this kind of.
they put the fucking Thomasines as proto-Gnostic.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, just because they have like a little bit of mystical theology in them that's like about exegesis. There's like no demiurge, no Sophia, no mystical ascent. Just like some slightly more mystical conceptions of reading a book. It's like, how the
They also connect Kabbalah to Gnosticism, which I feel is very off base.
fucking it's okay, it's nonsense, and it I know exactly where it comes from. It comes from fucking listen. He's one of my personal heroes, but it comes from Gershom Scholem, who said a bunch of bullshit about the historicity of a lot of these, like about the second century. Gershom Scholem points towards a theoretical like Jewish Gnosticism that predated Christian Gnosticism. He says this because, okay, again, he is one of my personal heroes as an esotericist. I model a lot of my methodology off of like his scholarship. He was like an arch Zionist. Uh, I do not agree with his politics, and a lot of his scholarship was engaged in a project of preserving a sort of ideological purity for a lot of Jewish apocrypha. Like, he really does not want to admit that a lot of the he really doesn't want to admit that like the Hekelo literature is very influenced by like Neoplatonism and maybe even a little Christianity.
Yeah, I mean, all these people were living, they were neighbors to each other. Like, literally, like in Alexandria, you had a bunch of, Jews living next to Christians. I mean,
There's also
most early Christians were Jews.
it's
Like,
also like it's like, fellas, is it appropriation to be Greek and Jewish? Like
yeah, exactly.
there's a lot of that.
And that's the other thing. That's why Gnosticism is so prevalent, is so like was such a big deal in early Christianity, is because of these Greek Jewish Christians.
Yes.
Like the oldest version of the Bible we have is from literally the Jewish
Yeah.
community in Greece,
Yes, it's
who
written
became
in
the early
Greek.
Christian community. Yeah,
Most Israelites spoke Greek. Like um oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying not to belch into the mic.
that's also why you get like Hermeticism, be like, oh, maybe Hermeticism is Gnostic. No, they're just both Neoplatonic.
Yeah,
They're just both
it's
Neoplatonic.
all Neoplatonism all the way down. Like
Everyone's reading Plato and Plotinus,
yes,
and they're getting ideas.
everyone's reading fucking Porphyry.
Oh, I love, yeah.
I love Porphyry. No, so like Gershom Scholem points to this idea of like a theoretical like Jewish Gnosticism of like as yeah, it's like okay, what are these theoretical Jewish Gnostic texts? It's like, okay, so he specifically means it in the case of like, okay, a bunch of Jews post Second Temple collapse that are like maybe God's evil, right? And I was like, okay, Gershom. It's like what texts were doing that, right? You look at like the actual texts that we have from that era that engage in this sort of dualistic theology. Literally every single one of them is Christian. It's like, come on, man. Like it's, and then he just doesn't mention that. It's like, yes, it is the first and second centuries. Like Judaism and Christianity are still like ideologically blended. Like, don't kid yourself. This is clearly Christian. It has Christ in it. And they were all interacting with each other. And Scholem is making this point because what Kabbalah is for the early Renaissance and the late medieval era is basically high medieval. It's like not high medieval. It's like late medieval rabbis looking back on Jewish history and the vast and diverse array of like really interesting Jewish apocrypha, shit like the Hekelo Merkavah traditions, and being like, how do we incorporate this into contemporary Judaism? It's like, how do we syncretize this? And for the time that Gershom Scholem was writing, the idea, it's like, Kabbalah was, as a theology, was derided by like most rabbis. It was like 60% of rabbis just kind of thought it was like nonsense and didn't really have a
And
place in modern Jewish scholarship, which is bullshit, by the way.
well, yes, but also some very famous Kabbalists had led weird splinter sects, so it kind of had to be discredited.
Yeah, well, okay. Even when they're not Kabbalists, that still happens. Like,
No, yeah, obviously it's not. That's not the fault of the Kabbalah. That's the nature of religion.
right. That's just you have a priesthood, like,
Yeah.
and so, well, and also it's like yes, it's like Kabbalists keep doing messianic stuff. It was also heavily associated with the most like hardcore Orthodox corners of Judaism. And so a lot of the more liberal like Jewish academics were like, this is all kind of nonsense. We don't really want to give it space. It's like we don't want to consider it part of Judaism, even though it is. It is. And Gershom Scholem, being the main academic studying this stuff and being like, well, here's what it means for modern Judaism. Here's why it is a legitimate field of study for even like non-Orthodox rabbis and secular Jewish academics, is like he was very interested in being like, no, look, it's all authentically Jewish. It's not weird like half Hellenized shit that incorporates things from like the Egyptian temple religions in it. It's like no. He is very interested in proving the authentic Jewishness of like 2nd century Jewish apocrypha, which is where we get this. It's where we get this notion of like a Jewish Gnosticism that informed a Gnostic Kabbalah, which, like, it's been 50 years since he published his major work on the subject. Most academics understand that it's like he was kind of off the mark with it, but the rest of his scholarship is pretty fucking good. So there you go. There's your niche academic backstory for one thing that Gershom Scholem said back in the 70s.
There's another type of group listed as Gnostics that we don't have a lot of evidence for. These are groups like the Carpocratians and the Cainites.
Yes.
Who we like only know about from weird polemics against them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what did the Carpocratians actually believe? We don't have any idea. Carpocrates died without writing his stuff down. His son apparently wrote stuff, but he died at 17, and we don't have any of his writings. And then the Cainites are really just a name.
Yeah, it's like it just sounds scary.
Yeah, like if you're gonna imagine a heretic, you're like, ooh, and they worship Cain.
Fuck.
But then what's funny is then you get some maybe neo-Gnostic groups that then take that seriously.
Right.
Well, you go through first you go through a layer of the the Society of the Horseman's Word as a Mason knockoff, which idolizes Cain.
Yes.
And then in the 20th century, you get groups that are like, hey, they were doing weird like magic stuff with that fraternal like stable hand organization. What if we did that as like weird like vaguely Christian witches?
Right.
And then eventually that developed into the most popular form with the Robert Cochrane cult of the clan of Tubal-Cain, which starts off the traditional witchcraft movement.
Right. It's very similar to the Bogomils, where it's like we don't really know what they believe, but there's a lot of polemics against them.
Yeah, and the Cathars to some degree.
Yes, where it's like mainly polemics.
The Carpocratians probably existed. I'm not sure if the historical Cainites did. I think they probably didn't.
It's fun to make up heretical sects.
They're as likely a Gnostic as like Simon the Magus.
Yes, and the Simonians, who like it's not clear. It's like, from what I understand, there's basically no evidence that the Simonians were a thing. Like, it's just like the theoretical people that followed Simon Magus. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the things like Simon Magus might actually represent a bunch of different groups.
Yeah.
Like he's a general figure for other competing cults, other competing charismatic leader cults, who try to buy their holiness, while us Christians, we don't need that.
We eschew such things.
Yeah.
because we're not like those other girls that had a priestly aristocracy. Simon Magus is a badass name. It is.
It is. It.
I do like it that whenever like second century bishops didn't like someone, they were just like, fuck, they're a wizard and they eat people and they're doing whatever the most evil thing I can think of is. Hi, CT and company. I saw a very small bird outside this morning, and it emitted a quite loud chirp and puffed up its feathers really big. That's fucking dope. There was
That was
a
Sophia.
that was Sophia. That's true.
That was Sophia.
I saw a what is it? I saw a mourning dove today, and it went like at me, and then I did it back, and then it responded to me. It did the
Aww.
it did the hoo 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 thing, and then I did it back, and we talked. It was really awesome.
I saw a snake last weekend.
Oh, what kind of snake was it?
A big old black rat snake.
Oh, cool.
It was actually it was great. It was in the place where I do my public ceremonies. We had done a snake ceremony for Beltane, and then the next day a snake showed up in the stone circle.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Mourning dove.
Yay, snakes.
Yay, snakes. That is cool. You don't get many snakes out here. It's the desert,
That's a shame.
so they're mostly underground. They hide in little burrows. We have a lot of cool birds, though. We have a lot of excellent birds out here. Fucking, there's like a population of hawks that have learned to like hunt for rats in LA. It's so fucking cool.
Badass.
Yeah, there's city hawks. I saw one eat a rat off of the roof of a building once. Like I was standing outside of a place in LA and we just hear like beep 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 beep, and then like we see a huge like red-shouldered hawk flying away carrying an enormous rat in its talons. It takes it over to it took it over to a tree and just started eating it. It was so fucking cool.
Modern hawks adapting for modern times.
It's so cool. They're so cute. I love hawks.
Don't you also over there on the West Coast? I'm not sure if where you are, but there's a West Coast ibis, I believe.
Oh, I did not know that. Here, let me Google this shit real quick. I'm interested in the West Coast ibis.
I saw him once when I was living out in Oregon.
Yeah, the white-faced ibis. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
the
seen
American
these
white
guys.
ibis.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an ibis.
that's really cool. Oh wow, yeah, they're like all over the West Coast.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Least concern. Let's go.
Woo! Judy keeps winning.
That's really cool. I love birds. They're really cool.
Me too.
I want there to be more bugs around here. I want there to be more cool bugs. Although it is the
people to
desert.
make cool gardens.
Yup. Although it is the desert, there are not many bugs out here. There are a lot of lizards. There's a lot of cool lizards and shit.
Oh,
I love all of our
great.
lizards.
I love geckos.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend I would visit in Florida, and we often would go out and watch geckos.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fence lizards around here. They're really cute. They do push-ups. They're so cute.
Getting those lizard gang.
Lizard
gains.
gang. Lizard gang.
Lizard gang.
Lizard gang.
Lizard gang.
Yes.
Gang. Gang.
Learn to identify the wildlife in your area. It makes the world happier and more beautiful.
That's a real gnosis.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
Also, plants. Don't limit it to just animals. Plants are fascinating.
Yes.
And like when you learn to like understand what plants are doing, they are having like stuff going on to them.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Having struggles, and you can see like, oh, that vine is almost killing that tree, or like, that tree has moved over to block out its neighbor or to work with its neighbor. Like, there are whole dramas. There's whole Game of Thrones shit going on with trees out there.
Yup. Shit ruled. Roadside weeds are very interesting to get into. Yeah. We love a good ditch a good heavy metal rich ditch economy, like ditch ecology. That shit's like legitimately cool. It's like don't eat them, but it's like, yeah, there's fucking mercury in these guys. The plants are adapting to like survive while full of mercury, which is really cool. Just plant a bunch of sunflowers in that soil and leach the mercury out. I've been getting into calligraphy. May, have I told you about the esoteric writing system that I'm building?
Yeah, I decoded it.
Did you? Did you? Okay, not
At
translunary
least the
shorthand, but a
earlier
new
version
one.
of it. Oh, a new one.
Yes.
No, you haven't told me about the new one.
Yes. My goal, because I figured out I basically finished. I got translunary shorthand to a place that I enjoyed it. So my next goal is to make something like, because okay, I can write fluently in translunary shorthand. I want to make a writing system that is as complicated as possible. Specifically, I want it specifically so that I can make things like talismans in it. Like, I want a script that is as
Ooh.
calligraphic as possible, so I can make like, Omori charms with them, or things inspired by like Omori charms and Taoist talismans and things like that, like little paper talismans. Because I think small
You
charms that,
still want it to be a literal script?
yes, I want it to be a literal script
Okay.
that you can read and write. I do want there to be a lot of non-linguistic characters to it. I want there to be a lot of like modifiers and stuff, like the
Mhm.
like loaves in hieroglyphics. What's an Omori charm? Like those like Japanese paper charms. So I'm built. My goal for this new script is I want to make something omamori. Yeah, yeah. Um, I wanted to make something as complicated as possible to uh as complicated as possible, so that writing it requires you to slow down. Like I so I am
Hmm.
I'm basing its writing method on a combination of hieroglyphics, traditional Chinese, and classical Nahuatl.
I don't know anything about classical Nahuatl.
It is okay. Okay, classical
Is that
Maya.
the Mayan?
Yes, classical
Yeah.
Maya is the most, in my opinion, it is the most beautiful writing system ever invented by a human culture. Like,
I can certainly see the argument for that.
yes, it's fucking gorgeous. Will I release a guide to sublunary shorthand? Yeah, sure, why not? Fucking so I wanted to incorporate things like classical Maya's nested like in script system, and I want the script to have like okay. Recently, what I've been doing is I've been studying the Oracle Bone script and a lot of other paleo art, and how these like sort of paleo art symbologies make the transition into languages. So I can have multiple calligraphic forms of the script that can be used to draw and write in different forms of like speed and formality. So there can be an extremely calligraphic version of it that looks like a combination of the Oracle Bone script and classical Maya. And then there can also be one for writing actual texts that looks more like hieratic in traditional Chinese.
Is part of the idea here in the same way that, like, for example, chanting forces you to speak at a certain pace?
Yes,
Being forced to write at a certain pace puts you in a certain speed of idea.
exactly, exactly. It's like I want something that makes you have to actively plan out every single symbol. It's also I specifically wanted something that could be written in squared glyphs so that it could be written horizontally and vertically.
Mm. I want to get you to read the Azawisha again.
I need to. What is the difference between Maya and Mayan? The Maya are the people, and Mayan is like something that is like the people. So it is the classical Mayan script. What does beautiful mean? What does beautiful mean to you? It's like, okay, if you haven't seen classical Maya, it is incredible. Like, just look at it. Just fucking look at it. Um, and part of it is like it was classical Maya was primarily written. It was developed to be inscribed in stone, like as a part of the temple, right? It's an architectural element, which is like, as an idea, like a writing system that is specifically developed to be an architectural element of a temple has so much swag.
It
Hi,
uses a lot
Charlotte.
of figures.
Hi, Charlotte. Hi, 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 hi. Petting you, petting you, petting you, petting you. And like, okay, if you haven't seen the Maya codices, they're incredible. They're so beautiful. Weh. Um. So, and like the way they nest, the way they form, like the okay, it literally, if you're at a computer right now, stop what you're doing, don't close the stream, actually subscribe to my stream, and then open a new tab and look up the Florentine Codex. Read it right now, look at it, it's so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful things ever created. Fuck the Spanish Empire for destroying most of the Mayan codexes or codices.
Oh my! Oh.
Literally one of the greatest crimes ever perpetuated against the human race.
I. The Spanish have a couple of those.
Yeah, they have a lot of those. Especially, like, truly, this is why I
They
say,
destroyed the Incan, like, not archives.
yeah, fucking, oh my god, just like, no, I could go on. Hey, thank you for this. Thank you for the subscription, Disnag. So I specifically wanted to make a calligraphic script that could be written in many forms, but I also wanted to. I want to make something that is very difficult to visually decode, like. But honestly, at that point, you get into something that is structured in a way beyond the English language. And I don't want to invent a whole language. I just want to invent a writing system.
Well, I mean, if you want to keep it as a writing system, yeah. There are ways to make that easier if you want to move beyond what you're explaining is to be words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to, like, for example, you could do a whole system of encoded music or encoded dance.
Yes. Yeah. Here, let me. I don't want to put it on stream. I'm sorry, chat. I don't want to put this on stream yet, but I will show May my notebook.
I get the secrets.
Yes, you get to see the secret things. Okay, they've just been sent. The second
Okay.
the second image I sent you says, "I'm sorry to have offended anyone. I hope you enjoy my clock." Part of my thought is that, so okay, the working term for this, the working title for the script is called Pteritic, like Pteraitic. Because I'm referring to it as the wing script, because all the vowels are birds.
Okay, so this is also kind of supposed to be in conversation with the other script you were working on. Like, this is like,
Yes.
If the other one's like your shorthand. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting.
You're good. You're good.
Not that. So, like, the other version is like what someone would write in a letter, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this version you're working on now is what someone would put on a, like, temple.
Yes. Although I do want to make both I want to make a formal and an informal version of the script, so that it can, like, I literally want to design a super calligraphic expialidocious version of it, and then write it quickly as a hieratic. Like, I want it to organically develop a hieratic. Does that make sense?
Okay, I see. So that's I love the idea of specifically what you were talking about earlier with it being at different paces.
Yes.
Like, not just one hieratic, but figure out like several different speeds of writing and what is most comfortable at that speed.
Exactly.
I do think there's a lot of potential there also with the idea of focusing more on something that might be more pictographic.
Mm-hmm. I want the most formal version of it to be pictographic.
Like, also what's partially making me think about is mandalas.
Yeah.
The idea of like a mandala encodes a lot of information into a pattern you need to work on very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It forces you to consider this cosmology constantly as you're slowly building it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is okay. That concept is something I got from reading the Azoetia or the Azoisha, however the fuck you pronounce it. It's specifically because
Azoisha, because it's in like Goetia.
yeah, the Azoisha, specifically in conversation with the development of the alphabet of desire, where it's like
Yeah.
it's like where I really like the idea where it's like every pen stroke is an act of devotion, because I think a lot about how holy texts are transcribed. That just comes up a lot. And the idea of just like copying a single page of text over and over and over for a Bible is like that is an act of devotion. That is a devotion. But the idea of like doing this is part of why I like John Dee's work so much is because he has a whole thing on how the geometry, like it's an occult exegesis of the geometry of letters. Like if a letter has a
Oh yeah, like the monadic, like the monadic hieroglyphic.
yes, the hieroglyphic monad. About how
Right.
it's like if a letter has a right angle in it, that means something. That is
And
meaningful.
did you see in the part where Chumley uses that and then
Yes,
twists it?
yes, yeah. It's one of my favorite things that Chumbly has ever done. It's why
Oh, they're so.
uh, he's such a
He does
fucking
a similar thing
genius.
with the Egyptian gods. With the Egyptian gods, and
Yes.
specifically the what I call the Rosetta Stone page, which is the iconos crisis of the Azoetic alphabet in the deific forms of the Egyptian gods.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, sorry, I spent a lot of time studying this book,
No,
so
it's
now I
so
actually,
like he's such a fucking genius. Oh my god.
if you want, I can put together like what sections I think are most relevant to what you're considering.
Please, no, I would love that.
Because I think also you should look into posture
posture.
and consider how posture is a very multivalent word in the Azoisha because it includes like it is heavily connected to channeling, to being ridden by the gods.
Mm.
Posture includes dance. It includes like attitude.
Yes.
It is everything. It is the inhabit. It is how you inhabit a body, basically.
Yes.
Which I think you can consider the posture as you're writing to also be important here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like when you're writing this script, you might say like when you're writing something specifically, you're not writing as a human. You are writing as a divinity, as a
Exactly.
holy scribe, as a
Exactly.
mouthpiece.
What does this language turn what does the act of inscribing this language turn you into? Hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting. Because like I really need to get like a Chinese calligraphy brush. It's getting to that point. I have a fountain pen that I've been using to like the what I sent you was written with a fountain pen, and I'm generally just practicing my hand and my own dexterity. And I find like repeatedly inscribing and transcribing things to be very like it's very meditative. But I'm very interested in how the shape of a writing system can force you into specific patterns of thought. I think that's very interesting. Also, the
You
idea.
think at some point,
Hmm.
are you going to go the other direction at some point, you think?
In what sense?
Try to figure out something that's extremely quick, like some sort of specific version of shorthand, maybe for a specific purpose.
Hmm.
Like, for example, like, well, here's the purpose I think that would be useful for quick hand. Something that's meant to be written during ritual. At the moment of ecstasis, something you can still write while you're in that state.
Oh, that's fucking interesting. Oh. Yeah, that would. Yeah, something specific. A script specifically made for automatic writing.
Yes.
Ah, you're stun locking me. Now I'm thinking.
Giving you too many ideas. I mean, that's something I could actually honestly use.
Yeah.
Um,
The script that might have finished Kublai Khan. Yeah, it would have to be very cursive. It immediately makes me think of legal shorthand. Like,
Kublai Khan did a nerdy script decree.
like, like court stenographers have to like have their own shorthand that is specifically designed to be written extremely quickly. And what's interesting is that it's like legal shorthand is phonetic, so accents show up in it. Like if you have an accent, it shows what accent you think with, which is very, very cool. Like it shows whether or not your English accent is before or after the caught merger.
Huh.
Yeah. At the moment, Terratic, I think, is going to have 12 vowel sounds with... Yeah, it's 12 vowel sounds and 8 diphthongs. So there's going to be a lot of vowels.
Okay, thinking about also like the locality to some of those accent stuff. Do you have a locality in mind for your script?
In what sense?
What's its context?
I think... Okay, that just makes me think again of, like, the reason I am making this. It's partly as an artistic project, partially as an exploration of my own relationship to spirituality.
I mean, that is absolutely a context. You can definitely get more specific also, or more broad.
It's like, I can get more specific with this. It's like, I think a lot about accessibility in regards to, like, just how I interact with the world. It's like my job is to be an accessible source of theological knowledge. And this script is kind of by definition inaccessible. Like my goals for it are kind of by definition inaccessible. It's difficult, it's hard to read, it's slow to write with.
It's fundamentally esoteric in that way.
Indeed. So, like, I've been enjoying, like, posting images of it on Tumblr, and if people decode it properly, I immediately make the script more difficult to read. It's like, if you can decode this by sight, it's like I'm gonna make it even more complicated. That's interesting. I will have to, like, I have incomplete thoughts on this. I'll have to keep thinking about this.
You ever looked into Linear B also?
I've heard. Hang on, let me go. Fuck. Let me Google.
Linear B is the Mycenaean script.
Yeah.
It was also only found at.
Yes. I have seen
either. Yes, it was mostly found at administrative centers, palaces, and temples.
Right. Which implies that it's like
those often being the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's also it's syllabic.
It is.
Yeah.
Which I find very interesting also from a kind of linguistic perspective. Like, it starts getting into things like mantra.
Yeah. That's yet another way in which it resembles classical Maya. Every symbol is a combination of a consonant and a vowel sound. But there's leading and following symbols that are just vowels or just consonants, so that you can construct words in this interesting zigzag squared pattern. Also,
and there are a few but not many conceptual markers.
In what sense?
There's one to mark the name of gods.
I do want, like, one of my favorite things about reading hieratic papyri. Like, I've been digging into museum archives to look at hieratic papyri. I love the non-linguistic symbols in hieratic. Like, there's this one particular symbol that shows up in, what the fuck is it called? I forget. But this one papyrus that it looks like a dancing human figure, where it looks like a human figure, like, spinning with their arms out. And it has this very, like, it has this very kind of swoopy, lithe posture to it, as if it's like, wearing a flowing gown or something. And it's non-linguistic. I think it's like it denotes like it's like a title marker or something. It means like someone's a priest or something, or is a noble. And I want there to be more scripts like that, like indicating that this sentence is royal or something.
Yeah, I really enjoy those kind of like context markers. That's why I was asking about context. I really enjoy the way like place and culture imprint itself onto language.
Yeah. Say more.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously it's very obvious. Sorry, that was in hieroglyphics. You can see it very prominently in the way of you can see the landscape of Egypt in the writing, the
Yes,
common
quite
animals,
literally. Yeah.
and all those markers and like um and stuff like part of daily life. Shoes,
Right.
hose,
Buckle straps. Loaves of
yeah,
bread.
belts. These all make their way into the shape of language, and while they don't carry the exact meaning like people used to think before the Rosetta Stone, they do still carry context with them. Um, More broadly, like we were talking about with the Mayan glyphs, the context of what they're made to be used on.
Right.
The shape of how you're writing is heavily influenced by your tools and where you expect it to go.
Right.
You know, like a lot of our Mesopotamian writing isn't like really elaborate like hieroglyphics get, because a lot of it was made for clay tablets. It very much had that common usage thing to it.
Right.
The rough edges get worn out and the most efficient form remains. Which is different than a language that gets kept in a priestly form.
Yeah. It's my conception for Terratic is like I want this to be like a formal artistic religion, and then I want to, as I use it, organically develop a more casual like I'm specifically interested in that process of like
Yeah.
rounding out the edges or allowing a more calligraphic version of it to exist.
But I think in that case, you also think about like what is doing the grounding. Is it because you're having a bunch of mercantile exchanges? Probably not in your case, because you don't have a bunch of people. You don't know a bunch of merchants like, hey, you should all start using my weird esoteric script for your business.
I should go to the nice Lebanese man who works in the bakery across the street from my house and be like, hey, can you write all of your receipts in this language I made up?
I want to see what happens to it.
Yeah.
Start ordering the language. Give them a guide to language.
Right. Here's a script. Now I'm gonna try and order a cheese manakish in your in this special language I made up.
But okay. Other part of you mentioned as wearing down was just by repetition. That is very specific, though. That is a very specific form of grinding down. It will leave you with, in a way, make it very personal to you. That's not a bad thing.
May, you know what I gotta do? Have you seen these like the high medieval Islamic traveling priests would have these like pocket math tools. It was like,
no.
oh my god, let me fucking I have one saved on Pinterest. I need to show you this shit. They have like it's like a little folding almanac that you keep in your pocket that has like all these little mathematical formulas and information for navigation and shit. Like it's so cool, and I want to make one in Terratic. Like okay, my boards. I just recently learned how to use Pinterest, and I've been looking at like historical playing card decks and shit because I'm having fun.
Blav Ruse also gives a really good example, Ogham, which is heavily influenced by its medium. And it's really interesting because you can find, like tombstones that have Ogham writing on the side that use the edge of the stone as its stave.
Yeah, the Traveler's Talismanic Compendium. Here, I'll post the link here. I'll post the link to you, and I'll post it in chat. There, click on this. Okay. Bitches.
I need to take you to the Walters Museum next time you're out east.
Yeah?
It has an incredible religious art and specifically Islamic art section. It
Yo.
includes a brass plate for printing travelers' talismans
That's
for
so
pilgrims,
cool.
and it has a book of
Wait.
maps. It has an Islamic.
Wait.
Um,
Holy shit. Oh yeah,
they also
here.
have a heavily jewel encrusted um rifle. Was it a rifle or would have been a musket?
Here.
Long gun that was given to the Ottoman Sultan as a coronation gift.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it has a secret compartment they haven't been able to open without damaging it.
That's so fucking cool.
There's probably a scroll in there.
There's
That's
what?
most likely. There's probably a scroll in there.
I want to see the scroll.
Doing so would damage the gun.
I want to look at the secret scroll, May.
Yeah, me too. They also have really good Christian art. They have a bunch of like empty reliquaries.
Mmm.
And a communion chalice made of quartz, like
That's
fully
fucking
carved out of
cool.
quartz.
That's fucking cool.
And they have a bunch of Buddhist and some Hindu stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of religious art. It's all awesome.
Oh
You'd
my
love
god,
it.
that's so cool. I'm also okay, chat. I promise I'm working on my new tarot deck or my new cartomancy deck. The working title the working title is Cabastra, is what I'm calling it, for secret reasons that I can't tell you right now. But my goal is to eventually have a 300 card pool, and then you kind of assemble your deck out of a selection of 55 or 50. No, it's
It's the idea that if you're doing a reading with someone else who has their own deck, you would, in some way, use them together.
yes. In the sense that like there will be a way of like playing with another person is effectively like telling a story with tarot cards with them. Like you can read the entire game. Every movement of the game is itself a gesture within the system.
Ask more questions. I'm not sure how much you want to spoil on stream.
No, please ask questions.
Okay, what's your base mechanic system for such a game?
Okay.
Like,
It is my goal for the
are we trick
game.
taking?
No, it's
Okay.
inspired. It's inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. It's a TCG. But I'm specifically designing it to be simple enough that you can teach your mom to play it.
Okay.
And so, May, there's
Mhm.
no printed text on the cards. There's just the name of the card. The abilities of the card are determined entirely through the symbology on the card.
Ooh, okay, so it's also a little bit flavor judge stuff. Wait, is there a winning, or is it just working together?
No, there is a winning. You are playing against another person. When you take direct, the way that my other goal for it is I don't want there to be any like tokens. I don't want you to need a mat for it. So when you take direct damage, as a player, the way you represent that is you mill your deck. You discard cards directly from your library into your graveyard, and when you try to draw from an empty deck, you lose the game. Your deck is your health bar. May? I think we lost May. May? Oh no. May, we can't hear you. R.I.P. May. Oh no!
Hello?
Hello,
Did I
hello,
return?
hello. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, Discord crashed for a second.
Oh no.
But I'm back.
Yay! Where did we cut off?
You were saying that there's no numbers on the cards. It's determined by interpretation of the symbology.
Yes, so it's like if a card has 2 swords on it, that means when you tap it, it deals 2 damage to whatever's in front of it.
Okay, but there is an objective answer. It's not just interpretation.
Yes.
It is just encoded.
The idea is that I am teaching, like, the process of learning the game is itself the process of thinking purely in symbology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, eventually you don't have to look up what symbols mean in the book anymore, and you think purely within the symbology of the cards. That's what it is a training device to do, for thinking purely in symbology. May?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's fascinating. I like your whole process here in general of trying to direct people towards a certain mental state of learning, both with the language and these cards.
Exactly. Well, I really like, whenever people are interested in Western esotericism more broadly, I always say, like, start with the tarot. Like, just do, like, learn about the tarot. Learn to do tarot readings. Like, how learn how you feel about interacting with this deck of cards that is fundamentally a deck of cards, right? But then learning how to analyze it, how to, like, your relationship with it is important for, like, engaging with the more ritualistic concepts in Western esotericism. I want it, and the tarot in its modern version has so many elements of Western esotericism. It is kind of a training wheels version of Western
Oh yeah.
esotericism in general.
Well, it's like a sampler platter kind of.
Yes, yeah, that's a way better version of it. So, I wanted to expand on that. I wanted to expand on that concept and make it like, what if it was literally a game that effectively teaches you basic concepts in Western esotericism?
I have a funny idea for a further step.
Please.
Um, you eventually, once people have been playing around with it and have started to understand the symbols, make a rule book that is in your language, in your Teriatic script.
Okay. I literally have a concept of, like, when I release the rule book, I want to have, like, I want to have descriptions of all the little icons. Like, a visually represented mechanic is called an icon, and I want to have like the name of the icon in English and Terratic. So there's a second
Ooh,
layer
yes.
of learning to read the Terratic through.
And then you could make Teriatic art with both the script and the symbols.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Grins. And okay, May, I actually do want your opinion on this.
Okay.
I want to make up a bullshit origin for Cabastra. I want to, like,
Oh yeah.
I want to
Let's
sell it as, like,
mythologize.
yeah, I want to mythologize it as, like, I found it in a crypt in Egypt or something, like something clearly fake, but that people can point to as, like, oh no, it's totally this. It's actually this, like, ancient thing. So where when I mention this, where's the first place your mind goes to? What would be the funniest place to lie about this being from?
You know those New England passage tombs that might be like ancient root cellars, and they've not really been anything found in there.
Oh.
But there are these old, maybe pre-Columbian, rock passageways around New England.
Hmm. I see. So
Um,
it's an ancient New Jersey artifact.
yeah, the ancient Massachusetts
Yeah. It's
tarot.
from it's from the Mississippi mounds. Oh my god, that's funny.
So I think it is interesting to make it specifically like American, but don't try to riff off any specific Native American group. And it's something that is real, but also it like there's no artifacts in there. No one has found any. No one's found any writing in there.
Right. I do think it would be fun to say, like, make up, like, or like find, like, a real Muslim scholar like Ibn Fadlan or something, and
Mm-hmm.
then say he brought it back on his trip or something. Like, he traveled to northern Africa and came back with this deck of cards or something.
He traveled to Massachusetts and he came back.
Yes, yeah. He traveled to when he
Yeah,
was.
he didn't know about the
Yeah.
Muslim travel to the New World.
Yeah. It, like, when Ibn Battuta traveled to Mali, he actually got on a ship and visited. Like, he traveled up the Mississippi to Chicago and found a deck. Like, when he met the when he met the Haudenosaunee, he bought a deck of cards off of them, and then traveled back to Baghdad.
Right, right. And of course, the game is what it became used as among Arabic travelers.
Yes, yes, yes.
That the sailors loved it for that reason, but the older, more mystical reason
Yes,
is
yes.
the divination.
Hmm. I could also just say there it's from the moon or something like
Yeah.
yeah, ancient astronauts found this on the moon. No, no, it was discovered on the moon in the 70s. Like Neil Armstrong brought it back from the moon.
You could, if you want to emphasize an underworld connection, you could say it's from caves, like from secret from.
Yes, yes. We found it in a cave in what is it? Fucking not the Orphic. It was found in a cave in Chaldea.
Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. One of those Turkish caves.
Yeah, yeah. It was found in a Turkish cave.
Maybe where Rome was, not where Rome, maybe where Troy was.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah. It was an ancient Trojan cave. It was preserved in a
It got
swamp.
dynamited by that guy, which is why you don't know about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was destroyed by colonists, which is why you don't know about it.
You know about the guy who dynamited Troy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Such a shame. Break the origin story into chunks between chapters of the guidebook and have them subtly contradict each other. Yes!
yes. Oh, you know what you
Yes!
should do? Actually, each chapter should be like a different part of its journey, basically.
And it's blatantly contradictory. I love that.
Yeah.
And one of them needs to be I learned about it in a dream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I really like the idea of Ibn Battuta goes to Chicago. That's hilarious. Yeah. One of them needs to be it was found in the tomb of Akhenaten. That needs to be one. A copy was found in the tomb of Akhenaten. There needs to be
Alexander invented it. That's
yeah.
why it's so syncretic.
Yes.
Alexander invented it
Yeah. Alexander invented it.
to play with Hephaestion.
Yes. Pythagoras brought it back from Tibet. uh.
Those communists who were looking for Shangri-La, they found Shangri-La, and they found this game in Shangri-La.
Yes. Yes.
This is the game that the super Buddhist communists in Shangri-La play.
Yeah. It was invented by Buddhist communists.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. During the oh my god. When Stalin designed his when Stalin successfully designed an army of ape men, one of them had a dream and designed this game. They wrote it down in a notebook really fast and then died. Oh my god.
It's actually from the future. Future humanity invents this game.
Yeah. When the Ebion, it's the last artifact left when the Ebionites vanished into the desert. They left it behind, sitting on a rock. Yeah, they didn't die. They got taken into heaven like Enoch.
Einstein was right. God does not play dice with the universe, but he does play cards, and it is this card game that he plays.
It's this card game specifically.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's why quantum physics makes sense.
Exactly. Raymond Lull came up with it just in case he ever needed to syncretize Christianity with the religion venerated on the moon. And it's the only tool capable of doing this. They found it in Pompeii with a strange creature. An entity found it in the fucking backrooms, dog. Oh my god. I think on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up for this stream. May, thank you so much for like joining me and making
This
an
has been a blast.
This is so much fun. Yeah, thank you for making an entire game show. I want to get you and Riley on at least one day. I think that would be a
Oh,
lot
that'd
of
be a
fun.
blast. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
talking to Riley.
Hey, chat. This was really fun. This was a great stream. We'll be back next week with probably more Gnosticism, low-key. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you for all the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. I will catch you next week. Bye!
Bye.